If you want to change your life, you must first change your mind. It all begins with your mindset. Everything you do, everything you achieve or fail to achieve is rooted in how you think. The world around you doesn't control your destiny, you do. Your mind is the starting point of everything you'll accomplish or fail to accomplish. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly climb the ladder of success while others stay stuck, it's not about external factors. It's about the way they think. Your thoughts dictate your reality. If you want different results, you need to change the way you think. The poverty mindset is a powerful force. It makes you feel like the world is against you, that you're just another victim of circumstance. It convinces you that success is reserved for others, and you're stuck with the cards you've been dealt. But let me tell you this, you are not a victim. That belief is what's keeping you in place. When you believe you are a victim, you passively accept your circumstances as unchangeable. You allow fear and self-doubt to dictate your actions or lack of action. But the truth is, your current situation is just a result of your past choices. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you view yourself and the world around you. Wealthy people don't see the world the way the poor do. While most people see obstacles, the wealthy see opportunity. While the average person worries about problems, the wealthy focus on solutions. It's the same world, but the mindset is different. What do you see today? Is it a world full of problems or a world full of opportunities waiting for someone to seize them? The mindset of the wealthy is centered on growth, learning, and taking action, while the poverty mindset is focused on fear, scarcity, and excuses. If you want to escape poverty, you need to break free from this limiting mindset. Your thoughts create your reality. Shift your perspective, and your life will follow. If you don't change your mindset, you will stay exactly where you are. The consequences of staying stuck in a poverty mindset are dire. It means continued frustration, missed opportunities, and a life of unfulfilled potential. But the good news is, you have the power to break free. It starts with shifting your thinking. And once you change your mindset, everything else will fall into place. It all begins with your mind. Transform that, and you will transform your life. Success doesn't come from what you do once, it's about what you do every single day. Every action you take, every decision you make, creates the future you're going to live. Your habits are the invisible force shaping your life, guiding you toward either success or failure. They are the actions you take day in and day out, often without thinking. And it's these habits that define your outcomes. Let me tell you something, procrastination is a silent killer of dreams. It's the small things we put off today that keep us from achieving what we want tomorrow. How many times have you put something off, only to find that the dream slips further away with every delay? Procrastination is the enemy of progress. It convinces you that there will be time later, but time slips away faster than you think. Every time you put something off, you push your dreams further into the future. Every time you delay, you're not making progress, you're falling further behind. Complacency is another silent killer. It's the comfort zone that chains you to a life of mediocrity. Let me tell you this, complacency isn't safety. It's the killer of growth. If you stay comfortable, you'll never grow. Growth requires discomfort. It requires action. It requires moving beyond what you think is possible. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the harder it becomes to break free. You must constantly challenge yourself. Step outside of your comfort zone and push forward. Negative thinking and self-doubt are the poison in your mind. If you constantly doubt yourself, you'll never make the first move. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough, you'll never take the steps needed to change your life. Negative thinking breeds inaction. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of fear and doubt. You have to break that cycle. The key to success isn't talent, it's belief. Believe in yourself. Start telling yourself that you can do this. Start telling yourself that you are worthy of success. When you change your inner dialogue, you change your future. The key habits of the wealthy are simple, but they're often overlooked. The wealthy focus on growth every day. They prioritize learning, self-improvement, and taking consistent action. The wealthy are relentless. They delay gratification for the greater reward. They know that success is built one step at a time, and they stay committed to that process. What are you doing differently? Are you focusing on your growth every day? Are you learning something new, improving your skills, and taking action, even when you don't feel like it? If you want to escape poverty, the journey begins with transforming your habits. If you want to escape poverty, the journey starts with your very next action. You have the power to transform your life by transforming your habits. Start small. Start with one habit. Do it every day, and then build on it. Little by little, step by step, your habits will change your life. The path to success is right in front of you. All you need to do is take the first step, and then keep taking those steps every single day. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Let me tell you something. Discipline is the difference between wishing for something and actually achieving it. Motivation is great when you have it, but motivation doesn't last. What does last is discipline. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what makes you show up when the excitement fades. Motivation will leave you, but discipline will carry you through when the excitement dies down. The myth of motivation is that it's a one-time thing that will carry you to the finish line, but motivation fades. What keeps you going when motivation disappears is discipline. Motivation comes in waves, but discipline is the constant force that propels you forward, no matter how you feel. You can't wait for motivation to show up. You have to create it with discipline. Success isn't a big event. It's the small things you do consistently. The tiny actions you take every day, even when you don't see immediate results, will compound into massive success over time. Consistency is the key to success. It's about making small progress every day. It's about doing the work even when it feels like nothing is happening. Consistency leads to mastery. The more you do something, the better you become. The more you repeat a task, the more natural it becomes. Mastery is built on hundreds of small steps taken daily. If you want to be the best, you need to practice like the best over and over. Repetition is the secret ingredient to success. If you want to master a skill, you need to keep practicing. If you want to build a business, you need to keep working. If you want to change your life, you need to keep taking action. The power of repetition is that it makes you better, stronger, faster, and more skilled. When things get hard, that's when you need consistency the most. Success is not about how you perform when everything is going great. It's about how you show up when things are tough. When life challenges you, that's when your discipline and consistency will carry you through. The road to success isn't always smooth. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and challenges. But when you stay consistent, when you keep pushing forward despite the difficulty, that's when you start seeing real progress. Fear doesn't just hold you back, it keeps you from even trying. It paralyzes you. It convinces you to stay safe, stay in your comfort zone, and never take risks. Fear makes you question your abilities. It whispers in your ear that you're not good enough, not capable enough. But fear is the silent killer of dreams. If you let it control you, it will hold you in place forever. Fear makes you stay in your comfort zone where nothing happens. The longer you stay in that zone, the harder it becomes to break free. Fear tells you that you're not ready, that you need more time, more preparation. But the truth is, you'll never feel ready. You'll never be completely prepared. The key is to take action anyway. Once you take that first step, fear loses its power. Failure isn't the end, it's a stepping stone. Without it, success would never happen. The fear of failure holds so many people back. They're so afraid of getting it wrong, of looking foolish, that they don't take the first step. But failure is not the enemy. It's a part of the journey. Every successful person you admire has failed. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. They used failure as a lesson, as a stepping stone to their success. If you want to grow, you have to fail first, and then keep going. Success comes with its own fears. The fear of responsibility, the fear of judgment. As you achieve more, you start to worry about what people think. You fear being judged, being criticized. But fear of success is just as dangerous as fear of failure. You have to push through both, because on the other side of fear lies your greatness. Don't let the fear of success hold you back from reaching your potential. Embrace it, step into your power. Fear can either control you or motivate you. The choice is yours. Fear is a tool. You can choose to let it control you, or you can use it to fuel you. When you're afraid, that's when you know you're on the edge of growth. Fear means you're pushing yourself beyond your limits. Fear means you're doing something new, something that will move you forward. Don't run from fear. Use it. Let it propel you toward your dreams. Every successful person you admire has fought their own fears. The difference is they didn't let those fears stop them. They took action despite the fear. They kept moving forward. And so can you. Fear is not an obstacle. It's a sign that you're growing. Embrace it. Success isn't free. It requires sacrifice, effort, and an unshakable work ethic. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to be willing to work harder than anyone else. You have to be willing to put in the hours, the effort, the grind. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who are willing to outwork everyone else. You can't outsmart hard work, and you can't outrun it either. Hard work is the foundation of success. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers. If you're not willing to put in the effort, you'll never reach your goals. Success requires sacrifice, giving up your time, your comfort, your energy. It requires relentless dedication and commitment. It starts with daily discipline and the willingness to put in the hours when others won't. Building a strong work ethic isn't about one big push. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and pushing yourself to be better. It's about doing what others won't, so that you can achieve what others can't. If you have a strong enough why, your work ethic will become unstoppable. Your why is the fuel that keeps you going. It's the reason you wake up every day and put in the work. It's the driving force behind everything you do. When you know why you're working, when you understand the purpose behind your actions, your work ethic becomes unshakable. Hard work is important, but so is balance. Work smarter, not just harder. Success is not about working yourself into the ground. It's about finding the balance between effort and rest, between action and reflection. If you're burning out, you're not working at your best. Take time to recharge so that you can come back even stronger. Don't confuse being busy with being productive. Your work ethic will define you. If you stay consistent, success is inevitable. The effort you put in today will compound into the results you see tomorrow. Keep working, keep improving, and keep showing up. The results will come. The first step is the hardest, but once you take it, the rest becomes easier. Getting started is always the toughest part. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the thought of how much work lies ahead, but all you need to do is take that first step. Once you take that step, the momentum will start to build. It's like pushing a boulder uphill. At first it feels impossible, but once you get it moving, it picks up speed. Momentum is key to long-term success. Once you take action, the momentum will carry you, but you must start first. It's easy to get caught up in planning and thinking, but nothing will happen until you take action. The first step creates momentum, and that momentum keeps you moving forward. Success is built by small, consistent actions taken day after day. It's not about huge leaps forward. It's about the small things you do consistently. Even on the tough days, even when you don't feel like it, keep moving, keep going. Success is the sum of the small actions you take every day. Setbacks are not failures. They are lessons that push you forward. Every obstacle, every difficulty is an opportunity to grow. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned, but setbacks are a natural part of the process. Learn from them, adjust your strategy, and keep moving. Your future is in your hands. What you do today will shape your tomorrow. The power to change your life is within you. Take control, make the decision, and start now. Success is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Make the choice to succeed, and the path will reveal itself. Your mind is where everything starts. If you don't believe you can succeed, you've already lost the battle before it even begins. Everything you do, every action you take, is driven by your thoughts. What you think shapes how you act, and how you act shapes your reality. You need to understand that your mindset is the foundation of everything. If you think success is impossible for you, you'll never take the steps necessary to achieve it. It's all connected, and it starts right here in your mind. Do you believe you deserve success? Ask yourself that. Deep down, do you feel like success is meant for you? If you don't believe it is, then you'll never take the necessary actions to create the success you desire. If you believe success is only for other people, or only for those with special talents or luck, you're cutting yourself off from everything that's possible for you. You are not limited by your circumstances unless you let yourself be. The moment you start to believe success is possible for you, that's when the game changes. Your belief will spark the actions that lead to results. Your thoughts are the seeds that grow into your reality. What are you planting today? Think about that. If you plant seeds of doubt and negativity, don't be surprised when your life produces the same. But if you plant seeds of confidence, self-belief, and action, that's when you begin to see growth. If you want to change your life, you must first change your mind. That's the key to unlocking the door to your potential. The first step to breaking free from anything holding you back is changing the way you think about it. The victim mentality is a silent killer of potential. The victim mindset says, "It's not my fault," but here's the truth. As long as you keep blaming others, you'll never take control of your life. If you blame your circumstances, your environment, or other people, you'll stay stuck in the same spot forever. You'll never have the power to create change, because you're waiting for someone or something else to fix it for you. If you want to break free, you need to take responsibility. You need to take full ownership of your life and your actions. It's on you. Fear of failure is an unseen trap that holds so many back. It whispers, "Don't take risks. Stay in your comfort zone. Don't go for what you really want." But what you're not realizing is that this fear is paralyzing you. It keeps you stagnant. Fear tells you to play it safe, but playing it safe leads to mediocrity. Let me tell you this, failure is not the end. It's simply feedback. It's not something to be feared, it's something to be learned from. You must change the way you view failure, because without it, you won't grow. Fail forward, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving. Short-term thinking is another trap of the poverty mindset. You want success now, but true success doesn't come overnight. It comes from long-term effort, consistency, and sacrifice. The wealthy think long-term. They're willing to delay gratification because they know that what they sacrifice today will pay off tomorrow. The poverty mindset, however, is obsessed with instant results, immediate rewards. But that's not how success works. You have to be patient. Stay focused on the long haul and trust that the effort you put in now will lead to the success you want in the future. The poverty mindset focuses on problems while the wealthy focus on solutions. Ask yourself this, where do you spend your energy? Are you constantly dwelling on the things that aren't working, or are you looking for ways to fix them? When you focus on problems, you stay stuck. But when you focus on solutions, you start to move forward. The key is to shift your mindset from being problem-oriented to solution-oriented. Find a way to solve what's in front of you and keep pushing forward. If you keep thinking like a victim, you will remain one. If you keep making excuses, you'll continue to live in the same place, year after year. The truth is, there's a price to playing small. Staying in the same place with the same mindset will only lead to more frustration and more stagnation. You'll wake up 5 years from now, still in the same place, still wondering why nothing's changed. The price of staying stuck is the same year after year. No growth, no opportunities, just the same cycle. But you don't have to stay there. It's all about changing how you think. Every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. But that shift only happens when you change your perspective. The wealthy look at every setback and say, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this?" The poor look at setbacks and say, "This is just proof that I'm not good enough." The truth is, every obstacle can be an opportunity if you're willing to see it that way. When life gives you challenges, embrace them. They're your training ground for success. You can't change your situation until you change your thinking. If you keep thinking the way you do, you'll keep getting the same results. But the moment you change your thinking, everything shifts. Your reality is shaped by your thoughts, and if you want a new reality, you have to start thinking differently. Stop looking at your circumstances as unchangeable. Instead, look for ways to grow, to improve, and to evolve. When you change your mindset, you open up a world of possibilities. Don't let your thinking keep you trapped in the same cycle. Your next level of success begins with your next thought. Success isn't made by one big leap. It's built by the small actions you take every single day. Every choice you make, every action you take, whether big or small, adds up. It's like laying bricks to build a house. You can't build it all at once. But if you keep laying those bricks consistently over time, you'll see your vision come to life. The problem is, many people neglect this. They expect immediate results, and when those results don't come fast enough, they quit. But here's the truth. Small, consistent habits over time create the foundation of all success. Ask yourself this. Are your habits keeping you stuck in the same place, or are they pushing you forward, building the life you dream of? Think about it. What are the habits you've adopted over the years? Are they habits that serve your dreams and goals, or are they just habits of comfort and mediocrity? Every day you're making choices. Are those choices getting you closer to where you want to be, or are they keeping you in the same place, spinning your wheels and going nowhere? Don't fool yourself. If you want something different, you have to do something different. It's not the big moves you make every once in a while that create success, it's the consistent small efforts. Think about anyone who's successful, athletes, entrepreneurs, anyone who's made it. They didn't get there by making huge moves once in a while. They got there by showing up every single day, putting in the work, and building habits that serve them. Consistency is the ultimate game changer. Keep showing up, keep doing the work. That's the secret to building your future. The poor procrastinate, the wealthy take action now. What side are you on? Think about how many opportunities you've missed out on simply because you delayed taking action. How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow," only to find that tomorrow never comes? Procrastination is one of the silent killers of dreams. It's easy to put things off, to tell yourself that there's time later. But here's the truth, that time never comes. And by the time you realize it, you've wasted years stuck in the same place, while others are moving forward. What have you delayed in your life that could have changed your trajectory if you had acted sooner? Maybe it's starting that business, learning that new skill, or making that phone call that could open doors for you. We all have dreams, but without action they stay dreams. It's the daily decisions, the actions you take today that shape your future. The wealthy don't waste time, they take action immediately, because they know that nothing happens unless they make it happen. Comfort breeds stagnation. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. People get comfortable being uncomfortable, but that's the trap that keeps you in the same place. Complacency is a slow killer. It keeps you stuck in your old habits, your old ways of thinking. You think you're okay because you're not in pain, but you're not moving forward either. Growth requires discomfort. It requires taking risks, trying new things, and pushing yourself beyond what feels safe. The wealthy are always challenging themselves to step outside their comfort zone. They're always looking for new ways to grow. If you want more, you need to stop settling for good enough and start striving for great. Self-doubt is another thief. If you believe you're not good enough, you're right. But if you believe you're capable of greatness, you're right again. It's all about what you believe about yourself. Your mindset will either make or break you. If you keep telling yourself you're not smart enough, not capable enough, not deserving enough, then you'll never take the steps you need to succeed. But if you believe in your potential, if you believe that you're worthy of success, then you'll find the strength to keep pushing, to keep going no matter the obstacles. You are the sum total of your beliefs about yourself. Change what you believe, and you'll change what's possible for you. The wealthy understand that knowledge is power. They never stop learning, never stop growing. It's not just about what you learned in school, it's about self-education. The richest people in the world read books, attend seminars, and constantly look for new ways to expand their minds. They understand that knowledge is a lifelong pursuit. They know that what they don't know today could be the key to their success tomorrow. The more you learn, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more opportunities open up for you. If you want to build wealth, invest in yourself. Read, learn, grow. The more knowledge you have, the more valuable you become. Success is not about immediate pleasure. It's about making the hard choices that build a better future. It's about saying no to the things that feel good now so you can say yes to the things that will pay off in the long run. The wealthy understand the power of delayed gratification. They don't live for today's instant rewards. They live for tomorrow's lasting results. They make sacrifices now so they can enjoy the rewards later. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to delay gratification today for the long-term success you want tomorrow? Dreams are worthless without action. Success belongs to those who take massive, relentless action. It's not enough to just think about your dreams or even plan for them. You have to move. You have to take action every day. Success is not about waiting for the perfect time or the perfect conditions. It's about starting no matter what. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful is not knowledge, it's action. If you want to change your life, start moving. Take one step today, no matter how small, and keep going. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish if you stop waiting and start doing. Take a moment. Reflect on your daily habits. What are the ones that have kept you from reaching your full potential? Are you still doing the same things you've always done, expecting different results? What are the habits that are holding you back? Write them down. Acknowledge them. Be honest with yourself. You can't change what you don't recognize. The first step to breaking free is acknowledging the habits that have been keeping you stuck. Now ask yourself, what can you change today? What is one small habit you can start today that will begin shifting you in the right direction? It's never too late to start. You have the power to change. The smallest changes can lead to the biggest transformations. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Change starts today. Will you take that first step? Motivation comes and goes like a spark. One moment you're fired up, ready to take on the world, and the next that fire fades, leaving you back where you started. Motivation is fleeting. It's a burst of energy that comes from a moment of inspiration or excitement. But here's the truth. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll always struggle to stay consistent. How many times have you felt on top of the world in the moment, only to lose steam after a few days and fall off track? It happens to all of us. The problem is, motivation is unreliable. It's like a match that burns out too quickly. Discipline, however, is the fire that keeps burning, even when the spark fades. It's the commitment to show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when your energy is low, and even when the world doesn't seem to care. You can't rely on motivation to get you through the tough times. What you need is discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going when you don't feel like it. If you wait for motivation to show up, you'll be waiting your whole life. Success doesn't come from doing something extraordinary once or twice. It comes from doing the hard things every day, whether you feel like it or not. You won't be perfect at first, but the more you show up, the better you'll get. It's like lifting weights. You don't build muscle in one day, but over time, those small, consistent efforts compound into strength. Discipline is the key to lasting success because it doesn't rely on fleeting emotions. It's rooted in your commitment to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Success isn't a flash of brilliance. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions over time. People look at successful individuals and think, wow, they just had a lucky break, but what they don't see is the years of hard work and dedication that went into building that success. Every day, successful people show up, even when no one's watching, even when there's no applause, and even when the results aren't immediate. It's about sticking to the process. It's about doing the work day in and day out, without expecting instant rewards. Think of success like planting a tree. The seed you plant today doesn't grow overnight. You have to keep nurturing it, even if you don't see results right away. It requires patience, persistence, and belief in the process. But as time goes on, you'll start to see growth. The same goes for your goals. Success doesn't come overnight, but every small step you take adds up. Over time, those small actions will turn into something extraordinary. The work you do in private shapes you in public. No one sees the hours you put in when no one is watching. No one sees the sacrifices you make or the hard work that happens behind closed doors. But it's that work, day after day, that builds the foundation for your success. Are you willing to do the work even when no one is there to cheer you on? If you show up every day consistently, you will build trust with yourself. You'll start to believe in your own ability to succeed, and that confidence will carry you through the toughest times. Small, consistent actions add up to big results. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small, insignificant, but as it gains momentum, it grows larger and larger, picking up speed and power. The same is true for your efforts. Every small action you take today will build momentum for tomorrow. The key is to keep going, to keep showing up, no matter how small the progress may seem in the moment. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Can you imagine that? The greatest basketball player of all time, rejected at first. But what set him apart wasn't his natural talent. It was his relentless work ethic, his discipline, and his commitment to constant improvement. Jordan didn't let failure stop him. He practiced harder than anyone else, and that consistent effort over time turned him into the greatest player in basketball history. He didn't rely on motivation. He relied on discipline. He showed up even when he didn't feel like it, and that's what led to his success. Look at any great achiever and you'll see the same pattern. They didn't get there by doing something extraordinary once. They got there by doing the ordinary things extraordinarily well every day. Warren Buffett reads hundreds of pages every day. Elon Musk works relentlessly, constantly learning and improving. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple by taking breaks. He worked tirelessly, focusing on the small details that led to something great. These successful people didn't rely on moments of inspiration. They built their success through consistent effort, day in and day out. Success isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The road to success is not about being perfect from day one. It's about continuing to take steps even when things aren't perfect. Every step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal. Think about all the people who've achieved greatness. They didn't start out perfect. They weren't born with everything figured out, but they made progress, and that progress over time turned into success. The road to success is long. It's filled with setbacks, failures, and struggles, but it's also filled with small victories, lessons learned, and growth. The key is to stay disciplined, to stay consistent, and to keep pushing forward even when it's hard. Success isn't a one-time event, it's a process, and it's about making progress, not being perfect. Discipline and consistency. These aren't just words, they're the foundation of success. You won't reach your goals by waiting for the right moment. You won't reach them by relying on motivation alone. The key to success is showing up, doing the work, and doing it every day. Whether you feel like it or not, whether the results are visible or not, you have to keep going. It's the small, consistent actions that will make the biggest difference in your life. So ask yourself, are you willing to put in the work when no one is watching? Are you willing to show up every day, even when you don't feel motivated? Are you willing to take one small step at a time, knowing that, over time, those steps will add up to something extraordinary? Remember, success isn't about one big leap. It's about the steady, consistent effort you put in day after day. Make progress, not perfection. And as you build that discipline, you'll find that success isn't just a dream, it's inevitable. Fear is the number one thing keeping you from where you want to go. If you're not willing to confront your fears, you will stay stuck. Think about it. What are you afraid of right now? Is it failure? Rejection? The unknown? Fear isn't just an emotion, it's the number one barrier between you and your dreams. And let me tell you something, if you don't face it, it will control you. You can let fear keep you where you are, or you can break free by confronting it head on. Fear feels so real, doesn't it? But let me break it down for you. Fear isn't the enemy. It's a survival mechanism, hardwired into us, designed to protect us from danger. The problem is, when it's not controlled, fear keeps us stuck in mediocrity. It exaggerates danger. It tricks you into believing that your comfort zone is safer than stepping out into the unknown. Fear is like a shadow, bigger than it really is, but harmless when you face it. You see, fear may feel intense, but it's often a product of our imagination. The only way to overcome it is by taking action. The fear of the unknown is one of the most paralyzing forces. It convinces you that staying where you are is safer than moving forward. But I ask you, what would your life look like if you weren't afraid to try new things? What could you achieve if you didn't let fear of the unknown keep you from the opportunities waiting just outside your comfort zone? The truth is, the unfamiliar is where growth lies. You can't grow if you never step out of your bubble. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. So why do we fear it so much? I'll tell you why, because failure means risk, and risk means uncertainty. But let me be clear, if you're afraid of failure, you're not willing to take the risks necessary for success. And without risk, there's no reward. You want success? You're going to have to face failure head on. It's a guarantee. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Think of Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team. Those failures didn't define them, they propelled them. They pushed forward despite the setbacks, because they knew that failure was just a step on the path to greatness. But here's something even more dangerous than the fear of failure. It's the fear of success. You may not even realize it, but sometimes the fear isn't about falling short. It's about what happens after you succeed. The responsibility, the expectations, the scrutiny, that's a whole different level of fear. So many people self-sabotage, avoiding success because they're afraid of handling what comes next. Do you fear the pressure that success brings? The constant judgment? The bigger spotlight? Why are you afraid of your own greatness? What's the worst that could happen? You see, fear wants to keep you comfortable, but comfort is the enemy of growth. If you never push yourself beyond what's comfortable, you'll stay in the same place with the same results. Comfort lulls you into stagnation. I'm here to tell you this. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. You cannot grow without stepping into the unknown, where fear is lurking. What's more terrifying, staying stuck where you are, or taking the leap into the unknown, where growth and opportunity await? You have to push through the fear of discomfort if you want to move forward. You have two choices. Let fear control you, or let it fuel you. There's no middle ground. You can either shrink back in fear, or you can harness that fear and use it as fuel to propel yourself forward. The choice is yours. But let me ask you this. Do you want to be ruled by fear, or do you want to rise above it? The most successful people on this planet didn't wait for fear to disappear. They faced it, acknowledged it, and used it to their advantage. They didn't let it stop them. They used fear as a driving force to break through barriers. Look at Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first job as a TV anchor, told she was too emotionally unstable for TV. Fear should have kept her from even trying again, but instead she embraced it, and today she's one of the most influential people in the world. Elon Musk was terrified of failure when he first launched SpaceX and Tesla, but he didn't let that fear paralyze him. He took massive action despite his doubts. Fear didn't hold them back. It pushed them to go further, work harder, and dream bigger. If you're not afraid, you're not growing. Let that sink in for a moment. Fear is a sign that you're stepping into something new, something greater than where you were before. Fear is the signal that you're on the edge of something amazing. What would you accomplish if you embraced fear instead of running from it? The greatest breakthroughs happen when we move through fear, not away from it. Now, I'm not telling you that fear won't show up. It will. But here's the key. It doesn't have to control you. You can use it as the fuel that pushes you to new heights. Every time fear rears its head, remind yourself that it's a sign of growth. Fear is not an obstacle. It's an opportunity. Face it head on, because that's where your breakthrough is waiting. Go now. Embrace your fear. That's where your next level of success is. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who grind. Let me tell you something. Waiting for success to just fall into your lap, that's a fantasy. It's not how it works. You've got to put in the work, day after day, relentlessly. No one gets there by sitting back and hoping for things to magically happen. Do you think success will come without effort? Do you think the world will just hand you what you want? No. The ones who make it are the ones who grind, who work when no one's looking, who push even when they feel like giving up. Success is like a muscle. You have to work it every day to make it stronger. The more you work at it, the stronger and more capable you become. You don't wake up one day and just be successful. It's earned. It's a choice you make every single day. And trust me, that choice doesn't come with a guarantee of instant gratification. The price of success is high. It's not just about money, fame, or recognition. It's about sweat, sacrifice, and countless hours of effort. When you see someone successful, you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, there's a foundation built on long nights, missed opportunities, and moments of doubt. Success doesn't show up without a price tag. Ask yourself, are you willing to pay that price? Are you ready to sacrifice, even when the payoff isn't immediate? When it feels like the world is moving slow, when others are giving up, are you still willing to keep grinding? That's what it takes. And that's where the hustle mentality comes in. You've got to outwork everyone around you. Show up when no one else will. Grind when everyone else is resting. When they're quitting, when they're waiting for the right time. There is no right time. The time is now, and success belongs to those who hustle. Greatness isn't achieved in one big move. It's a result of relentless day in and day out grinding. You want to be great? It's not going to happen overnight. It's about showing up every single day, putting in the hours, and dedicating yourself to improvement. Take Kobe Bryant. He didn't become one of the greatest basketball players in history by taking a shortcut. He practiced for hours, day after day, perfecting his craft. He did what others weren't willing to do. And that's why he achieved greatness. Now let me ask you, are you prepared to sacrifice the quick rewards for long-term greatness? Are you ready to put in the grind even when there's no immediate payoff? Because the people who succeed are the ones who outwork everyone else. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. These people didn't achieve success by sitting on the sidelines. They fought for it. They worked tirelessly. They kept pushing, no matter how hard it got. They didn't just sit back and let the world decide their fate. They made things happen. If they can do it, why can't you? It all starts with your work ethic. It starts with your decision to wake up every day and grind, to keep going even when it's tough. You see, success isn't guaranteed by hard work alone, but without it, you'll never succeed. Hard work alone won't do it, but it's the foundation. And when you pair it with smart decisions and consistent effort, the results are inevitable. Are you willing to put in the hours? Are you ready to do whatever it takes, even when you're exhausted, when it seems like nothing's moving? It's in those moments when you feel like stopping that success is being built. It's in those moments that champions are made. Let me tell you something, you've heard it before, but I'll say it again. Burnout isn't the answer. Success is not about working yourself into the ground. It's about working smart. It's about maintaining momentum without running yourself into exhaustion. The secret is balance. You don't need to work harder than everyone else. You need to work smarter than everyone else. Prioritize what matters, eliminate distractions, and focus on what will get you closer to your goals. Ask yourself, how can you stay consistent without burning out? The key is to pace yourself, to manage your energy, not just your time. Time management is critical, but energy management is what truly separates the winners from the ones who fall behind. Focus on high-impact actions. Break down your big goals into small, actionable steps, and take regular breaks to recharge. Don't let the grind consume you. Stay sharp. Consistency over intensity. That's the key. Think of a marathon runner. They don't sprint the first mile and burn out. They pace themselves. They stay strong throughout the race. Success isn't about working harder for a short time. It's about working smarter and maintaining that effort over a long period. You don't need to work at full speed every day. You just need to keep moving forward consistently. Are you ready to make consistency your secret weapon? Are you willing to push through even when it's tough, even when the pace feels slow? The secret to long-term success isn't pushing harder. It's staying steady, building momentum over time. Keep your eyes on the prize, keep moving forward, and watch as your results compound. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. You've got to pace yourself, stay consistent, and keep going even when the finish line feels far away. Are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to make success your reality? The hardest part is always the first step. Let me tell you, that first move, whether it's getting out of bed in the morning, writing that first line, or making that phone call, it's always the hardest. But here's the thing, once you take that first step, momentum will take over. Everything else becomes easier, smoother. You see, we often get caught up in the idea of perfection, in the notion that everything has to align just right before we start. But let me be blunt, perfection is a lie. What's holding you back right now? Fear, doubt, or is it simply the overwhelming feeling of not knowing where to begin? If you're waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll wait forever. I know how it feels. The uncertainty, the hesitation, it paralyzes you, but if you don't act now, nothing will change. The first step is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So stop overthinking and just begin. It doesn't matter how small the step is, the key is to move. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. It's intimidating, right? You can see the vast unknown below. But here's the truth. The hardest part is that first leap. Once you take it, everything else falls into place. The fear, the doubts, they all fade when you're in motion. You can't plan for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. You have to take action no matter how small it is. So ask yourself, what is one thing you can do today that will push you toward your goal? It might feel small, but that's the point. Just move. Once you take that first step, momentum becomes your greatest ally. But let me tell you this, it doesn't happen if you stay stuck. Momentum is not just a nice idea, it's a powerful force. It's a thing that keeps you going even when the path gets tough. But here's the catch. You can't build momentum if you're standing still. Every minute you spend paralyzed by fear or doubt is a minute wasted. The sooner you get moving, the sooner you can feel the pull of momentum helping you push forward. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small. Maybe it's nothing more than a little bit of snow at first, but as it rolls, it picks up speed, growing bigger and faster. That's momentum. It's the small wins that build into bigger results. You don't have to make giant leaps at first. You just have to keep moving. Every small victory adds up, and over time you'll be surprised at how much you've accomplished. I know the road is not always smooth. There will be bumps, detours, and setbacks along the way. But it's in those moments when things get tough that your momentum counts the most. When you hit a wall, keep going. Momentum is the force that carries you past obstacles, that pushes you through the rough patches. So what will you do when things get tough? Will you stop, or will you dig deep and push through? I challenge you, when it gets hard, that's when you need to keep going the most. Break it down, focus on small, manageable actions. Each step forward, no matter how small, keeps the snowball rolling. And eventually, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Don't forget the power of consistency. Every time you push through, you're building momentum. And with consistency, your effort compounds. The compound effect is real. The small actions you take every day, writing, working out, studying, whatever it is, will add up. Over time, that consistent effort will result in exponential growth. So ask yourself, how many small actions, when taken consistently, could lead to a massive transformation in a year? Imagine where you could be 6 months from now if you commit to building momentum today. Keep pushing, keep moving, and watch what happens. Your future self will thank you for the momentum you start building right now. There's a truth you need to understand. Your life is in your hands. No one else controls your destiny, but you, right now, this very moment, you have the power to shape your future. The choices you make today determine who you'll be tomorrow. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that someone else will change your circumstances for you. Stop waiting for the stars to align, for the perfect moment to arrive. It won't. The truth is, change starts with you, right here, right now. Are you waiting for someone else to change your life? Are you waiting for a boss to recognize you, a partner to support you, or for the world to suddenly become a better place? Let me tell you something, it's not going to happen that way. You are the only one who can change your situation. Your current life is the result of the choices you've made up to this point. And if you don't like it, you can change it, starting today. The moment you stop waiting and start acting is the moment your life begins to transform. Imagine you're standing at a crossroads. If you stand still, nothing changes. You'll stay where you are, stuck in the same cycle. But the second you decide to move, the second you take that first step, your path begins to unfold before you. So what's one thing you can do today to take control of your future? It's time to stop dreaming and start doing. You are the architect of your future. No one else gets to decide what you can or can't do. Your future is yours to create, and it begins with the choices and actions you make today. Stop blaming your circumstances. Stop blaming other people and take ownership of your life. It's not about where you've been, it's about where you're going. Take control now, and the future will be yours. You are capable of escaping the cycle of poverty. I know it sounds impossible sometimes, but let me tell you, it's not. The only thing standing between you and the life you deserve is your mindset. It's time to shift the way you think. Fear, complacency, and self-doubt are the chains that bind you. But you have the power to break free. What's been holding you back? Is it the fear of failure? Is it the comfort of staying where you are because it's familiar? Let me tell you, staying comfortable is the real trap. The moment you step outside of your comfort zone, you take control. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can create your success or keep you stuck. The choice is yours. Start seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth, not roadblocks. Every challenge you face is just a stepping stone to your next victory. If you believe you can, you can. But if you believe you can't, you won't. Your mindset is everything. The thoughts you think will dictate your actions, and your actions will determine your future. Habits shape who you become. Every small decision you make, whether it's waking up early, working on your dreams, or choosing to stay disciplined, adds up. It's the habits you build today that create the life you live tomorrow. What are you building today? What habits are you creating that will shape your future? If you start taking action now, no matter how small, those little changes will lead to big transformations over time. Start today, right now. There's no perfect moment, no perfect conditions. The perfect moment is now. The future is waiting, and it's yours to claim. Don't put it off any longer. No more excuses, no more waiting for things to line up. Take that first step and never look back. You might not see the results today, and that's okay. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, staying consistent. The small actions you take every day are what will bring you closer to your goals. What will you commit to today, knowing that consistency will take you to where you want to be? Will you show up even when it's hard? Will you push through even when you don't feel like it? If you stay consistent, you'll be amazed at where you'll be a year from now. Don't let fear hold you back. You control fear, it does not control you. Fear is not something that needs to dictate your future. Fear is a choice. You can either let it control you, or you can rise above it. You have the power to change your life, starting right now. The future belongs to those who choose to rise above their fears and take bold action. Fear may come, doubt may sneak in, but don't let it stop you. Today is the day you reclaim your power. Step up, step forward, and take the life you deserve. The time is now.